And we're live.
Woo.
Episode 10. Right here. We're starting off strong. I should have waited like 10 seconds. All right. All good. So we have Victor Charlie back on the podcast today. Before we get started, though, this podcast, starting it already wrong. All right. This podcast is covered by a BitCop no government license, which means use and reuse by anyone except the government or the bludgies thereof. We're also covered by Brandenburg v. Ohio, 1969. The court held that the government cannot punish inflammatory speech unless that speech is directed to inciting or producing imminent lawless action and is likely to incite or produce such action, which means everything said here on the Beardarchy project is hypothetical. Boom.
Yeah.
Love it. What we got first? Do you want to scroll up and I'll read the headlines and then you can play the video? Canada officially cuts ties with Trump's America. Yep. We got a video to play, then we're going to discuss it. We're going to see how well this goes. All right. Here we go. Ready?
The old relationship we had with the United States, based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military cooperation, is over.
I'm hungry.
What exactly the United States does next is unclear. But what is clear is that we, as Canadians, have agency. We have power. We are masters in our own home. Nous sommes maîtres chez nous. We can control our destiny. We can give ourselves much more than any foreign government, including the United States, can ever take away. We can deal with this crisis best by building our strength right here at home. It will take hard work. It will take steady and focused determination from governments, from businesses, from labor, from Canadians. We will need to dramatically reduce our reliance on the United States. We will need to pivot our trade relationships elsewhere. And we will need to do things previously thought impossible at speeds we haven't seen in generations.
Alrighty. And who is this guy again? Real quick.
This is Prime Minister Mark Carney.
So this is his full breakdown, right? He basically is saying "fuck us."
Yeah, for good reason.
And what are those good reasons?
Well, I mean, we put an extra tariff on Canada. I believe it's 25% on any auto imports.
Yeah.
So pretty much Trump's just going, oh, hey, our closest ally, once again, fuck them.
It was like the last time I was on. This is going to open the door to other countries around the world to, do business with Canada. Just like when we talked about the tariffs before, it's going to weaken the U.S. and it's going to weaken the U.S. dollar further, and we're going to lose our closest partners.
I mean, yeah, like you said, they're pretty much forcing Canada to trade with people other than us, which is the last thing we should be doing.
I agree with that fully.
But don't worry, we're going to bring jobs back to America. We just won't have anyone to do business with. Tremendous business. America.
Okay, don't forget to read your tweet.
Oh, yeah. If the European Union works with Canada in order to do economic harm to the USA, large-scale tariffs, far larger than currently planned, will be placed on them both in order to protect the best friend that each of those two countries has ever had.
I really hope you're doing the hand movements.
Oh, I absolutely am. 100%.
I absolutely am.
I absolutely love this. This is perfect. But yeah, so we're talking about putting some serious fucking sanctions on Canada for going to the EU because we're fucking them, which is absolutely ridiculous in my eyes. Like, it's like, oh hey, we're fucking shitting on your lawn, but you can't get mad at us for shitting on your lawn, and you still have to be good neighbors to us.
Yeah, because we're
Everybody talks
America.
about China all the time. This is opening the door. Please come in. China, please come do business with everyone we do business with.
Yeah, this is absolutely crazy. It's mind-boggling at the most.
I mean, kind of saw it coming, like with the whole trying to annex them and the 51st state, and just him being a total asshole at this point to them. Can't expect. I mean, I didn't expect it to go any other way. At least they're standing up for themselves and not wanting to be a part and deal with the bullshit.
I don't
Yeah,
like this colonizing mentality that we have right now. Like, we want Greenland. We
Yeah,
want,
when the fuck did we become imperialists again?
right. Well, on top of that, like, I,
We got Darth Fat Ass as a president.
it's fantastic. Love it. Yeah, dude, it's wild to me that we're like threatening sanctions on Canada and Europe if they decide to work together, and it's like, holy shit, what the fuck are we doing?
They wouldn't be working together if we weren't being fucking pieces of shit.
That's
Yeah, that's
facts,
the best way to make friends is make friends at gunpoint.
You telling me that that's not a good way to make friends?
No, it's the best. It's simply the best way to make friends. we do it by coercing them to be our friends. They'll build their factories here, I promise. China, they're gonna invest in America.
But yeah, so this is the lovely at real Donald Trump on is this the Truth Social or is this the Twitter?
I don't think he posts on Twitter anymore. I think he posts on Truth Social only. I think that red check mark is Truth Social. Because Twitter's is blue. So, but I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't. Oh yeah, no. Jumped on Truth Social.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Of
Can you scroll down a little bit?
course.
Oh, another fucking retard. Ugh.
So
Just
Carney just nuked that shit. It says today Mark Carney made the most consequential announcement of any Canadian prime minister in modern history. Visibly pissed but composed, he said enough was enough. We have to look out for ourselves, and we'll do that. He, in quotations, Trump, right, wants to break us so America can own us, and it will never ever happen. We will defend our workers, we will defend our companies, and we will defend our country. See, I like that mentality. I think this guy's got
That
his
sounds
shit in
pretty
order.
American.
Right, that sounds American as fuck.
too bad he's not the American.
Right? Yeah. That it does make you wonder. Like, all these other countries are looking at us and being like, "Hey, fuck you," and sounding real American. Then here we are, like, "Give us all your shit, join us."
We're a laughing stock on the world stage right now. I mean, no one takes Trump serious as much as he thinks they do.
Yeah. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. This is where we're at, boys and girls. This is where we're at. All right. Anyone want to add anything else on that?
I'm afraid I'm
good
gonna
for
get
now.
stuck in my Trump impression if I keep talking.
Uh,
It might happen.
All right, we'll move. To
Rocket.
the next.
Just live the Trump life.
There you go.
Just get a fake tan. And wear a suit, an ill-fitting suit. Own a couple golf courses.
All right, so this one, Devin's real excited to get into this one. Secret U.S. military plans leaked on a group chat, Signal group chat, by the way.
He's a fucking moron.
And who's that? Who's that, Devin? Who's a fucking moron?
Pete Hegseth, the Iron Cross tattoo having dumb fucking frat boy. Special ed motherfucker. I don't even just look at the guy. I mean, goddamn. He literally did like a press conference pretty much condemning Hillary Clinton for the shit that she did, and then he goes around and does the same exact shit, but less secure.
Are you telling me even though that Signal is encrypted, it's not insured?
It's
That's,
I
No
just
data's secure.
he's just a fucking dunce.
man, it was just a
They have
group chat with the
SOPs
boys.
for a reason around this kind of information, and it doesn't matter what kind of encryption. We need to follow the SOP and not blab about top secret things, even on potentially encrypted communication channels.
Now you used abbreviation
Yeah.
there. I feel like we should cover that abbreviation real quick. SOP. You want to define that real quick?
Standard operating procedure.
Okay.
It's widely used through almost all business and DoD especially. They have SOPs for everything.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we got all that covered. All right. I'll read this one. If you scroll down, we'll let Devin fume for a minute.
I would like to talk about his tattoos for a minute too when we get there.
We could probably pull those up actually. So.
Because so he has the word kafir tattooed in Arabic below his right bicep, and it's a phrase used in the Quran to refer to someone who has disbelief or rejection of true belief. He also has Deus Vult, which was the Knights Templar battle cry while they were doing the whole Crusades.
The whole war crimes?
Yeah, the war crimes that were perpetrated across the world, yeah, or in the Middle East, yeah.
Man. Pete Hegseth tattoos. He's got a lot of them. I think it's cool
Well,
though.
I tried to do it fast.
Yeah, he kind of ran through those. He didn't get to pull them up in order as he was talking about them.
Well, that's the German word and then the Arabic word that he was talking about. I can pull up the chest tattoo next.
The Crusader crosses?
There's that fun one.
Those were on Nazi tanks.
I can't even like jokingly defend this.
He's his defense is that it's for the Crusaders.
Are you talking about like the old Christian Crusaders, the ones that, you know, killed all the non-believers and proceeded to rape and pillage their way?
Yeah, that's pretty much what he wants to do.
That's wild. I can't believe one of our leaders is actually going to have this on his body and believe in that.
Our military leader.
He has the Crusaders cross also tattooed on him. Oh, that's exactly that's the picture right there.
Oh, okay.
So that's the 5 crosses. It's known as the Jerusalem Cross or the Crusaders Cross. Funny enough, the King Edward VII of England also talked about that cross. So it has a lot of historical connotations around that kind of belief system.
And this man's leaking war chats on Signal. And what we mean by leaking, he straight invited what was the word they used? Not a secure media guy or reporter, media journalist.
Yeah, I wouldn't
his name was
necessarily use
Jeffrey
those kind of
Goldberg.
words. Just because I think like a leak, like I would consider like the whistleblowing, like Edward Snowden did, as like a noble action. This was not, a noble action. He wasn't exposing government, atrocities. He was just being a dumbass.
Yes, and he very much is a fucking dumbass.
All right. So the White House on Monday confirmed that top administration officials inadvertently included a journalist in a group chat about U.S. military plans. The chat on the Signal messaging app, which everybody can download, about upcoming military strikes, reportedly including several members of President Donald Trump's cabinet, including Vice President J.D. Vance, a Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic magazine, Jeffrey Goldberg, published a story on Monday in which he said he initially thought it could not be real. I had very strong doubts that the that this text group was real because I could not believe that the national security leadership of the United States would communicate on Signal about imminent war plans, he wrote. American warplaning usually takes the place in highly secure facilities, but the Trump administration planned its strike on the Houthis using a group chat and accidentally included the Atlantic editor-in-chief, Jeffrey Goldberg. That is wild. I understand. I understand why he didn't release it first, though. Like, there's no way. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck?
You're like, they're fucking with me, right?
Like, oh, this is the joke. They're trying to fuck me over. Got it. Okay. And then they actually hit
But
the strike.
even
And they're like,
looking
oh shit.
Even looking at the screenshots of the texts, like, it almost seems like it's a troll page. Like, it doesn't look or feel real when you're just reading them.
It's absolutely funny though, hearing them fucking try defending the emotes that were used, like the fist, and then the flag, and then the fire. And he was like, yeah, you know, like fist bump, go America. That's what the American flag's for, and then fire. And it's just like, what, bro? What are you fucking going on about right now? It's fucking awesome.
I don't think it shows the text
Have you seen the
screenshots
actual
here.
text of what he sent?
I can see if I can find the screenshots.
They were sending like when they were gonna fucking bomb people and shit.
Oh, it's very clear. It says team update. Time now, 11:44 ET. Weather is favorable. Just confirmed with CENTCOM. We are go for mission launch. 12:15 ET. F-18's launched first strike package. 13:45 trigger based. F-18 first strike. Window starts. Target terrorist is at his known location, so should be on time. Also strikes, drones launch. MQ-9s. 14:10 more F-18s launch. Second strike package. 14:15 strike drones on target. This is when the first bombs will definitely drop, pending earlier trigger-based targets. 15:36 F-18 second strike starts. Also first sea-based Tomahawks launched. I mean, what the fuck does that sound like to you? That's not talking about the
Straight up fucking war plans.
Yeah, I think the only thing that they didn't talk about was location timing, or like locations of where it was.
The location. That's it.
Yeah.
That is what they're defending. They're like, this isn't. They're not war plans. They're not precise war plans.
And it's funny because that one lady's like, I do not recall any weapons talked about it or anything like that. It's like F-18s. Like they just highlight F-18s. It's like, okay, bud. It's fucking crazy.
The Trump administration is fucking dumb. They're all dumb. Listening to that goddamn press secretary bitch talk makes me want to fucking jump off a bridge.
People online are calling it, instead of a DEI hire for Hegseth, they're calling it a DUI hire.
Which is fucking hilarious.
I mean,
Dude, the memes for this fucking like time in our life are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, someone has an alternate timeline. So at 15:43, shots of Cuervo with the boys. 17:18, beer pong in the mezzanine. 18:20s, beer funneling contest. 19:01, limo to Platinum Club for AAR.
God, fucking hell! You gotta add in the casual sexual assault there for him too.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, could really Brock Turner it up that night.
Yeah,
It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
Fucking, they're just
Trump
dumb.
said-
Like I feel like Trump literally just went to like, he's like, let's look at the lowest IQ frat houses, and I need some alumni from there.
Trump said in defense of it that there weren't details and there was nothing in there that compromised, and it had no impact on the attack, which was very successful.
It was
Straight admitting that it was us
tremendous.
over a goddamn text chat.
Oh, that's the new SOP. We let them know ahead of time that we're going to attack, and then we do it.
Yeah.
Plan.
Yeah,
crazy.
goddamn. He's a fucking moron. I hope to God that something needs to be done about these motherfuckers, because they're just not like, people make fun of Biden. Clearly that motherfucker didn't know where the fuck he was, but you wanna know what he never did? Texted a reporter about some government shit.
It was interesting though with his,
He probably didn't even know how to use a goddamn cell phone.
No, wait, but did you hear him speak for the last time when he was all of a sudden like very, very clear and concise with what he was saying? Like his whole
Probably
presidency.
took his fucking dementia meds.
Yeah, they finally gave him what they took him away from him, and they're like, okay, it's fine now. I don't know. That's probably a conspiracy. I think that whole thing was a psyop too.
It's just the biggest I gotcha.
Uh,
That was
I
what
think-
it was.
I think Biden's entire presidency could be considered elder abuse, because the entire time that motherfucker was doing things, he had no idea where the fuck he was, what he was doing.
Dude,
People were like, over here, Joe, come on.
the best thing, which is like the situation that it happened around is fucking terrible. Like shootings are fucking awful. But like the biggest what the fuck moment for me with Biden was when like he's giving a speech at like an event for like the school shooting that like literally happened the next day. And he comes down, he goes, "They told me they had chocolate chip ice cream down here. I love that." It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Chocolate chip ice cream? Like these kids are dead. Like fucking whoa, man. He's just down there.
What you do after a school shooting, but I also have chocolate chip ice cream.
I got a whole tub of it upstairs in the
Oh,
freezer right
God.
now. It's like holy fuck, man.
You're prepared.
It's fucking wild, dude.
See,
Yeah.
if we were in England, it'd just be a school stabbing.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
Did you read this?
Run a
I just
thigh
highlighted.
pockets.
you'd piss Bruv off, and he'd pull a machete out of his pants.
On Monday, National Security Council spokesman Brian Hughes, oh, whatever, told the AFP, told the AFP news agency, the message thread that was reported appears to be authentic, and we are reviewing how an inadvertent number was added to the chain.
So
Because
it's been
your fucking
deemed-
staff is moronic.
It came out and it's been deemed real. So the reporter's not fucking lying, which is crazy. I don't know how you
Of course,
fuck up
but
this
of
bad.
course they were saying he was originally. Pete Hegseth was saying that it didn't happen. So
I mean, I know this isn't the same, but imagine if someone had leaked, D-Day ahead of time. I mean, what would the reaction be back then?
yeah,
I mean, that'd be like treason, right?
yeah, pretty much. It's treason. You're leaking classified information. I mean, it's to an American citizen, but still, you're leaking classified, like Snowden and all the guys behind like WikiLeaks and all that shit. That's kind of shit they did. Fucking make him leave the country for half his goddamn life.
Yeah, and pardon Snowden while they're at it.
It's just fucking they're just fucking moronic. Like, have you guys ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's what we're dealing with right now.
I mean,
That's
it was basically a case study on 2025 America. Did you know Utah has the largest Costco in the U.S., I believe?
I did not.
now we do.
Amazing.
Did you know
Fun fact
that
Saturday.
Costco is the only one standing up against the government in their DEI program?
Well, I was just saying
Yeah.
that in the movie Idiocracy, there's this massive, like, city-sized Costco. It's great.
Oh, okay. I'm following what's going on here. Okay.
We've never seen the movie.
It's probably because you need electrolytes. It's what plants crave.
I'm gonna assume that was a.
You need to watch Idiocracy if you get a minute. It's damn near exactly what we're dealing with.
I'm part of the.
Except
I haven't
President
watched that
Camacho would probably do a better job, honestly.
Yeah.
Terry Crews for president. I'm gonna say.
group. I thought it was Victor Charlie for president. I'm kind of pissed now.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna be president. I'm gonna be a tremendous president.
I mean, shit. You get fat enough, get a spray tan, and start looking like you fucking touch kids, you could probably be the next president.
Maybe.
And Mexico's gonna pay for it.
All right. All right. So this is the topic that I really wanted to get into. That's the Insurgency Act. Or we're going to talk about the Insurgency Act. We're going to explain why it's actually relevant right now and why I'm bringing it up. All right. So the Insurgency Act of 1807 is a United States federal law that empowers the President of the United States to deploy the U.S. military and federalized National Guard troops within the United States in particular circumstances such as suppress civil disorder, insurrections, or rebellion. The act provides a statutory exception to the... I'm going to struggle through this pace.
Posse
Uh,
Comitatus Act.
Yeah, the Posse Comitatus Act of 1878, which limits the use of military personnel under federal command for law enforcement purposes within the United States. So, what this is, this whole fucking ordeal, right, is basically it just makes it legal for the president to enact, I don't know, I guess I wouldn't say a war, but it makes them where they can use or deploy U.S. military onto U.S. soil, which is unconstitutional, which it explains in that, right? But this is a way to get around it. So why this is important and why I'm bringing this up now, and this is something we're going to take a minute on, so everybody put on your thinking caps. You're going to go to the executive order. All right, so this is one of the first executive orders that he actually did, right? He did this on January 20th, and it's declaring a national emergency at the southern border of the United States, right? Which we have covered, and they say it's better, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to do this. So
you don't have to read all this.
I wasn't going to.
ZZZZ.
So basically, when Trump got into office, he declared that the situation down at the borders, that it was an invasion, that we're at war, and like all this other fucking crazy ordeal bullshit, right? So this is like his actual fucking speech here. It says, "Now, therefore, I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, by the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, include Section 201."
That's not how I said it when I spoke this, when I wrote this. I didn't say it like that.
Including Sections 201 and 301 of the National Emergencies Act, hereby declare that the national emergency exists at the southern border of the United States, and that Section 12302 of Title 10 United States Code is invoked and made available according to its terms to the secretaries of the... Yep, I was getting there. Secretaries of the military department concerned, subject to the direction of the Secretary of Defense, to provide additional authority to the Department of Defense to support the federal government's response to the emergency at the southern border. I hereby declare that the emergency requires use of the armed forces, and in accordance with Section 301 of the National Emergencies Act, that the construction authority provided in Section 2808 of Title 10 is invoked and made available according to its terms to the Secretary of Defense, and at the discretion of the Secretary of Defense to the secretaries of the military departments, I hereby direct as followed. Section 1, deployment of personnel and resources. I'm just reading the beginning of those.
Okay.
Section 2, additional physical barriers. Section 3, unmanned aerial systems. Section 4, revision of policies and strategies. Section 5, revocation. Section 6, reporting requirements. And within
This is where it gets. Yeah.
So reporting requirements within 30 days of the date of this proclamation, the Secretary of Defense shall submit to the President through the Homeland Security Advisor. So, right, that's DOD and, it's DOD and Homeland Security Advisor, right? Report outlining all actions taken to fulfill the requirements and objectives of this proclamation. And within 90 days of the date of this proclamation, the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of Homeland Security shall submit a joint report to the President about the conditions at the southern border of the United States and any recommendations regarding additional actions that may be necessary to obtain operational control of the southern borders, including whether to invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807. All right, so I didn't understand that was a lot. It was a mouthful, and I struggled because I stutter through it. Reading's not a strong suit over here. But in saying that,
I also stuttered when I wrote this. It's okay.
So what this is saying is, right, so this gives Pete Hegseth and the Secretary of Homeland Security, they have to come up with a report saying, hey, everything's going great, everything's getting better, or they're going to be like, hey, we need to do the Insurrection Act of 1807 and deploy military troops down there and help get all this shit back under control, right? Whether that's for deporting more, to strengthening our borders. Um, why this makes me worried, right? So this would be April 20th, which is coming up. It's next month, roughly about 3 weeks, give or take. So what I personally am worried about with this, there's been countless times throughout history where the National Guard or military has been sent forth to deal with protesters, to whatever. And my biggest one that I know about more or less, right? I don't know anything from fucking 1807. I don't know that, right? But the most one that I know is when the military got deployed to Kent State for a protest dealing with hippies, right? Hippies, like actual hippies, like putting fucking flowers in gun barrels because they want peace. And they got shot in the fucking face for that, right? And that was on one of like the United States fucking colleges, right? That's Kent State. Everybody knows where Kent State's at. You can fucking Google search the whole fucking shit. It was a non-violent protest, and like innocent people, innocent civilians that were abdicating for peace were gunned down, right? So this is like a big fucking like, hey, this is a red flag. Now, we are not sure if this is going to happen. We're not sure if it could be as the worst case scenario or what. But I have a huge problem with the U.S. military being deployed on U.S. soil. That's just how it is. Whether you look at the incompetence of law enforcement and how they do their strategies and they work that shit, the U.S. military has... What?
I was just saying 1312. It's a good number.
Okay.
ACAB.
So whether that be the incompetence of like police force to military to fuck our own Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, right? There's a lot of incompetency here, and if you're not even remotely worried about this, I personally feel like it's a problem. And the reason why is like it's in history, man. Like it's one of my favorite sayings. I'm probably gonna say this at least every other episode. Open a fucking history book. Kent, like I said, Kent State's a perfect example of this, and this is a scary fucking thing. This is a scary ordeal, and you know, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling here, guys. Help me out.
Well, I think, looking at the 1807 Act historically, so I guess just to get into the history of it a little bit, it came from the Calling Forth Act of 1792, which basically was allowing the federalization of state militias. So the federal government could take control of each state's militia and use it to quell rebellions, basically. They tried to put a good spin on it in later on to protect black Americans from the KKK, but kind of like all good things, or at face value, good things that we've done in America, there's usually a more insidious background to all of them, kind of like what you're saying. I think this gives the ability of the federal government to kind of do whatever they want with the military or the National Guard and deploy them against American citizens. Eventually, kind of like I was joking pre-podcast, I mean, we very well could have a Tiananmen Square never happened type of thing in America. And I think this is also good, a good tie-in to kind of what the Patriot Act's enabled. And then this is kind of like the tip of the spear as far as like identifying who and what, and then utilizing the military against them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I agree with that fully. Yeah, I feel like there's nothing good coming from this, and I really hope I'm wrong, and I really hope like nothing happens. Like it definitely doesn't go into effect, right? But like once I said, Pete Hegseth is fucking incompetent, and there's no way everything's going as cordial as everybody wants it to be, as our borders go. But I don't know. I don't like this at all. And even if it's just like the southern countries on the border or the northern or not countries, the northern borders and southern borders, even if it's just those areas, I still feel like it will affect everybody involved, and it's gross. It's gross to think about, to be honest. I don't.
Yeah, he threatened to use this in 2020 during the George Floyd protests, and what was especially scary about it, he said in his official statement that he urged every governor to deploy the National Guard in sufficient numbers to reestablish civil law and order until the violence had been quelled. And thankfully he was talked out of that, but that would have sent some, massive precedent for this kind of thing. What defines violence being quelled? I mean, is it a bunch of peaceful protesters at a college like you were talking about?
Hmm.
Is it just one guy saying, "Hey, I don't like this"?
Mm. Yeah, I do feel like it's a strong going against the First Amendment in that case as well with the protests. Like, I'm a firm believer in the Constitution, and the First Amendment's very important. That's what makes me able to do what I'm doing right now, criticizing the government because I can. Not everybody may believe with what I have to say, or think that I'm sane enough to talk about it even, and that's more of a shot at the Trump derangement syndrome. But yeah, like I just feel like this could potentially lead into something way fucking worse, and I don't know. I strongly feel like communities need to get together, and I'm not saying go out and do anything rash here. I'm just saying get with your communities, stay safe. Don't fucking go out and try being a fucking hero or anything. I'm not saying that, but I'm definitely saying, protect your communities, protect yourself. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah, we need to get together and help our neighbors out. We need to forge strong communities again. I think at least part of my personal ethos is that I think too often we live on our own little islands and we're so concerned with our own lives, and whether you want to believe the conspiracies theories about it or it's a psyop or whatever, but helping your neighbors, doing service for each other, doing community things together, and building those relationships is very important. And I would personally think that they, being the government, doesn't want that. But how do you fix these kind of things? I think you have to do a bottom up approach, and this might be a little tangential to what we've talked about, but I just think that a lot of people are looking to the office of the president to be the hero that comes in and saves the day, and I just don't think that's gonna ever happen. And I think we need to enact the change at a local level through by building relationships with our neighbors and our communities and helping each other out.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The last thing the government wants is strong communities, because then it's harder to brainwash individuals.
yes, that's facts as well.
Absolutely.
So another thing to expect from this, though, on a little bit of a darker thing, is I personally, if I feel like if the Insurrection Act does get into effect, I think that's the right word, right? Gets activated, maybe. I firmly believe that martial law will be almost fucking mandatory with it. You know what I mean? You can't have fucking all these civilians running around trying to do whatever. You know what I mean? But martial law means curfews, which means all your freedoms and rights are put on hold because they're actually privileges, right?
Mhm.
But they are your rights. So that was just more of a joke, I guess. But
Thanks, Daddy Government.
thanks, Daddy Government, you fucking assholes. But yeah, so I don't know. Take it from the Beardarchy. We thrive for communities. That's what you should do. So talk to your neighbor. Help him build the fucking porch or fence or whatever he's trying to do. Offer him a can of chicken or
Wall.
something. Yeah, maybe he's building the wall. Maybe help him build the wall.
And Mexico will pay for it.
And Mexico will pay for it.
Yeah, but no, seriously. I mean, we can cook food for our neighbors if they're ill or they're in trouble. We can help them on their projects at home. If you have something to give to your neighbors, we can give those things to them. We can help them out.
For example, all my neighbors have had my wife's jam. Like she makes homemade jam, and like we run jars of it over constantly just because we can. And like our one neighbor's behind us, like bless their heart, they're really nice people, which I know that sounds off because I talk really bad about Mormons, but but like they're part of the church, but they run us over fucking vegetables out of their garden, or hell, my one neighbor came over and helped me fix his truck, and I repaid him with bread. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of community building that we should have here. don't just see your neighbors and be like, whatever, fuck them. That's it's not good community building. So, I think everybody should take a
No,
page.
they want us to all hate each other. I mean, the government wants us to hate each other. They want us all to think we're all so different, but we all want the same things. We all want to come home, have a place to live, have food, see our families. We're not all that different.
Yeah, no, I'm a firm believer in that. Stop looking at your political party like a fucking religion. It's not. So.
Yeah, absolutely. No more duopoly.
No more duopoly. Down with the duopoly. Down with the duopoly. Make America great again. Down with the duopoly.
We're gonna make America great again.
All right. I think we covered that pretty well. We're definitely going to have updates on this as well, especially closer to time. I imagine there's going to be a lot more people talking about it the week prior. So.
I'm pretty sure April 20th is a Sunday. So
You'll probably hear
we won't fully know.
Either way, though, April 20th, 420, blaze it. I don't know. It's also Austrians Voldemort's birthday. So, that's kind of ironic as well. Talking about deploying troops to home soil. But, all right, I think we're good there.
Is that something that Austrian Voldemort did? Was there a Knight of Glass or something like that you're talking about here?
I don't think so. I think we're all good there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we wanted to do a history lesson today.
Fuck, we're always down for history lessons here. Mustache Man is a very bad person.
I need to pull another article up.
I know, it's all good. We'll move on.
Yeah.
You want this one, Payson?
Yeah, I can do this one. All right. So this one is an executive order that he signed on March 27th of 2025. Fact sheet: President Donald J. Trump restores truth and sanity to American history. So he signed an executive order restoring truth and sanity to American history by revitalizing key cultural institutions and reversing the spread of divisive ideology. Aims to ensure that the Smithsonian, so this is basically targeted almost directly at the Smithsonian, but it also is in relation to any other museums, monuments, artwork, anything. But this is directly about the Smithsonian, its museums, and other research centers in relation to it. Aims to ensure that the Smithsonian is an institution that sparks children's imagination, celebrates American history and ingenuity, serves as a symbol to the world of American greatness, and makes America proud. The order directs the Vice President, who is a member of the Smithsonian Board of Regents, to work to eliminate improper, divisive, or anti-American ideology from the Smithsonian and its museums, education, and research centers, and the National Zoo. The order directs the administration to work with Congress to ensure that future Smithsonian appropriations, 1, prohibit funding or exhibits or programs that degrade shared American values, divide Americans by race, or promote ideologies inconsistent with federal law, and 2, celebrate women's achievements in the American Women's History Museum and do not recognize men as women. That is especially funny, seeing as how many women veterans they've wiped from Pentagon records, how many women they've wiped from NASA records, just how many women that they've completely wiped any achievements that they've done. They're just gone. You can't find anything.
Nice to meet you. I'm Sigourney Weaver.
They will work with congressional leaders to appoint members to the Smithsonian Board of Regents who are committed to advancing the celebration of America's extraordinary heritage and progress. Directs the Secretary of the Interior to restore federal parks, monuments, memorials, statues, markers, or similar properties that have been improperly removed or changed in the last 5 years to perpetuate a false revision of history or improperly minimize or disparage certain historical figures or events. This is mainly for the monuments of Confederate soldiers that were taken down after the George Floyd riots.
Which I don't know why we need Confederate statues anyways, because they fucking lost, but...
Well, a lot of people who were descendants of the Confederate generals were like, yeah, you should probably take that down. Like,
They lost. Why
So-
do they need statues?
Here's where I differ a little. I'm gonna bring it up, right? Mostly because of the statue thing. I don't care if you win or lose. If you're an historical figure and there's a lot of history behind you, by all means, do not destroy that history. I'm a firm believer in not destroying any history whatsoever, because if you destroy history, you are doomed to repeat it. And once again, that kind of goes with my actual quote that I use constantly: "Is open a fucking history book." Confederate generals, I don't really care, right? Like, they were still an important factor of history. This is just my take on it, right? They don't have to be everybody's take. I don't really care about everybody's take. It's like everybody don't care about my take. But in my take,
You could go look at the statue. Remember how big of a fucking loser that guy was.
sure, if that's what you want to take from it, right? But everybody, right? Everybody is. The main thing is like deleting
I'm
history.
going to have a great Hitler statue put in Washington, D.C. to remember Hitler.
All right. All right. All right. What I'm saying is, right?
Look, no, I'm kind of with you on it, though. I mean, I don't want to destroy history. I mean, I do agree with your statement, but there is some absurdity in the way it's defended. You know, kind of like my example there, like, I'm going to build a Hitler statue. It's going to be great. You know, like, okay, you know, we need to remember history. We should have ways to remember history. We shouldn't destroy it. But there is some absurdity in the defense of it, you know, that people are, like, losing their mind over people that lost.
Acting like the Confederate guy was like their town hero.
My only argument,
Doug only-
my only argument point right now is like we literally have shirts with like dead people that lost. Quotes.
I don't.
Like, I don't know, Ho Chi Minh.
Okay, but there's a difference between like a folk hero and a.
Ho Chi Minh didn't lose. He won, motherfucker.
I mean, yeah, I mean he won, I guess, but you know, either way, nothing's more important than independence and liberty, right? We have that on a hoodie. I don't know, that's my point is I just don't think we should be destroying history. Like, sure, if you want to like take down a statue, I don't really care, but as long as you're not deleting that history, I'm a firm believer in not deleting history, especially like, I mean, any history. Like, you start deleting shit on the Holocaust, you know what I mean? You're doomed to fucking repeat it. I hate to say it. Fuck, look at what's going on right now. We're fucking putting people in camps. So that's my whole fucking point. If you don't know history, if you're gonna delete history and destroy history and like pretend it never happened, you're doomed to repeat it. That's all. That was my whole point. That's the only point I'm trying to make.
Well, I know history is important, but to defend something like a fucking statue,
idolize.
like we've got books, and there's people who, I mean, look at the fucking dipshits we went to school with. Half of them got rebel flags like they're something special.
And that's fair. And I'm really not upset about like the losing of statues or anything like that. Like I understand, like, don't idolize the fucking asshats. You know what I mean? Like the people that are like fucking Hitler's it. They're not. You're not it.
Isn't that like the historical point of having a statue was to like aggrandize a particular individual?
I mean that's fair. Yeah. Like I said, my bad. I'm just saying I don't think we should destroy history, and that goes with the article.
Well, I'm not shitting on you. I just, you know, I guess that's just kind of my question. You know, I don't want it to be deleted from history. It should be taught. I just think there's probably more effective ways to teach those kind of things without having this, you know, aggrandizing display in public. Because, like, I'll ask someone that lives in those areas with those statues, hey, have you ever walked by that statue with your kid and said, hey, let me tell you the story of blah, blah, blah general, you know, and his significance in our local history? And I guarantee the answer is probably no. We've never done that.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. Like, I guarantee you half the Confederate states that are mad about the statue losing, like, don't actually know. Like, General Custer wasn't a fan of the Confederates. And that the only reason he fought
again, you know,
for the South
like
was because his
cause
country
outrage.
went with the South, and that's holy shit shocking. But I guarantee you can ask anybody, they'll be like, "Nah, dude, fucking General Custer." Yeah, it's either way.
That was a terrible Southern accent.
Don't care. Fuck you. All right.
He's from
It was
Ohio. What are you?
indeed
Yeah,
learned.
I'm from fucking Ohio, all right? Calm down, dude. Fucking simmer it back.
You got that
Yeah,
Midwest
I'm in the back state
accent,
right
dog.
now. Oh no, Ohio.
And you
Apparently,
can get
Ohio
that.
has an accent, but I never knew that.
I think it's just the way like words come out. Like
it's like
I've
Midwest
never
slang.
heard the fucking term "you're
My
fucking
ears.
me off" until I moved out here to Idaho. Hands down. Like that was not an Ohio term. Nobody in Ohio when I was around anybody and everybody I hang out with cusses like sailors.
Ohio is more of like a "I'll fight your dad too" kind of place.
All we do is rev trucks and throw
You
hands,
never
dude.
fucked off in your whole life until you moved to Idaho.
I've never heard that terminology until
I feel
I
like
moved
you
out here.
said it before you moved out
What
there.
did you do? I guess how did
You're
you?
pissing me
express
off.
getting upset?
Yeah, you're pissing me off. That's about it.
Well, you're really fucking me off right now, not knowing that.
Yeah, well, I use that term probably more than anybody else here now.
Ouch.
Wow, real Idaho through and through.
Yeah, I was born for here.
Where's your potato farm at?
Hey, fuck you. I lost it in the
Load it
famine.
up.
I lost it in the famine, dude.
Oh, funny story, Doug. That's not podcast related, but I figure out how I have like 5% Scottish in me.
It was me.
No, it's
Wow.
we just recently found out that one of my uncles has got like 7 kids that no one knew about,
That's awesome.
Oh, jeez.
and yeah,
I'm glad you just told our entire podcast
yeah.
about your
Yeah.
your heritage.
My family's fucked up, bud. My family's
From
fucked
my
up.
brief exposure to Ohio, this actually sounds like par for the course from the.
It is. It fucking is.
All right,
Ohio's pretty wild.
we can continue. Sorry about the fucking derailment there.
All right.
In preparation for the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 2026, the order directs the Secretary of the Interior to complete restorations and improvements to Independence Hall by that date. They're also trying to combat corrosive ideology. In the last decade, Americans have witnessed a concerted effort to rewrite American history and force our nation to adopt a factually baseless ideology aimed at diminishing American achievement. Trump is fighting back by reestablishing truth in the historical narrative and restoring federal sites dedicated to American heritage.
All right.
According
Well,
to
I guess
him-
we're all getting on a boat and going back to where we fucking came from, because none of us came from here. American
I have like
heritage.
0.02% Native American in me.
Yeah, my
so-
wife.
I'm about half. But I'm almost half native, and I look like a white dude.
A very white dude.
Exactly.
The only thing you look like is homeless.
Hell yeah. They'll never see me coming.
The prior administration pushed a divisive ideology that reconstrued America's promotion of liberty as fundamentally flawed, infecting revered institutions like the Smithsonian and national parks with false narratives. At Independence National Historical Park in Philadelphia, the Biden administration sponsored training by an organization that advocates for dismantling Western foundations and that taught park rangers that their racial identity should dictate how they present history to visitors. I went looking for anything about that. The closest thing I got is that the organization that they are not naming here sounded like the NAACP. I could be wrong. I do not know because I couldn't find a fucking thing that talked about the Biden administration sponsoring any kind of training for park rangers there, or how they need to dictate history to people that were visiting. I have no idea. No other article seems to have any idea what the hell that's talking about. So I don't know what that is.
If we're going over national park history, all you got to do is we took this from the natives.
And that's probably what some people were saying, and that's probably where that's coming from. But like, there's nothing on it. There's nothing of people complaining about it happening during the Biden administration. There's just nothing to it. So I don't understand that. And
Probably some more
Definitely don't.
bullshit with Trump. They're pretty much just trying to make it a white Christian nation, and that's all they want. I don't think that's what Trump wants. I think he's just playing at that to get morons to vote for him.
Actually, that is what I want.
The Smithsonian Institution, once revered throughout the world as a symbol of American excellence, has recently promoted divisive ideology that American and Western values are harmful. The American Art Museum currently features an exhibit that purports to address how sculpture has been a powerful tool in promoting scientific racism and claims that the United States has used race to establish and maintain systems of power, privilege, and disenfranchisement.
We have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that
that we have.
That's true. That's true. We have done that.
Yeah. And, you know, this whole thing to me just sounds like they just want to whitewash everything. That white people are the greatest things in the world. And that's really all this is. The National Museum of African American History and Culture has proclaimed that hard work, individualism, and the nuclear family are aspects of white culture.
Because we broke
The
our backs
American
building
Women's...
railroads.
Yeah. Right?
That was mostly the Chinese.
Wow. I'm a little
Like, we had everybody else... We brought everybody else to do stuff here because we didn't want to do any of it.
The
Like,
fucking Irish. If you want to credit anyone for building our nation, it is the Irish, Chinese, and Africans.
Yeah. And
Because
the
for some
American-
reason, Americans hated the Irish almost as much as they hated black people.
It's the accent. I mean, have you ever heard the accent? Let's be honest. I'm just playing because I'm part Irish.
Wow. Let's strike 4.
I'm part Irish. I'm allowed to say that. Fuck you.
Yeah, I don't think it works that way. You're gonna have to ask the people of Ireland if you have a pass to say that.
Fuck, my bad.
He dyed his
the
beard
American
red.
women... I have picture proof that it was actually way oranger than it is right now.
Just Irish.
The American Women's History Museum plans to celebrate male athletes participating in women's sports.
Woo! Fuck it. This.
I'll skip that one.
I actually don't have a massive. I mean, I guess I already went on my political rant today. I was gonna say I'm trying to like maybe concoct another one like I did last episode because I went on that fucking. Well, it was like a 15-minute fucking speech about how both parties are fucking stupid. But
They are.
well, yeah. I mean, that's clear as day. But
And the fact that that's everyone looks at it like there's only two parties is the problem.
Down with the duopoly. No two-party system.
down with the
Two-party
duopoly.
system.
No two parties.
Trash. Don't go. All right,
to
I
end
voted
this-
to. You're good.
Okay. Celebrating American greatness, President Trump is committed to honoring America's extraordinary heritage and building a sense of national pride. He signed this executive order on his first day. Signed an executive order on his first day in office to establish a task force to prepare for America's 250th birthday.
That's a really weird
this
way
order-
to say party planner.
So,
let
like,
everyone speak.
I thought we were working on cutting funding or spending taxpayer money.
No.
It just
no, no,
sounds
no.
like this motherfucker wants like 18 new task force for stupid shit.
But we're gonna cut costs to taxpayers, but we're gonna spend all the money that we save on parties for America. Great parties, fantastic.
That none of you can come to.
Nobody's invited, just me and my people, and Mexico's gonna pay for it, and so are you.
We need this. We need
We're
this
We're gonna
every
have the
fucking
greatest
episode.
birthday party for America here. They don't have birthday parties for America in China. They don't have American birthdays.
So good. So good.
Oh god damn it.
It's so good.
This order is also to protect American monuments from vandalism and calls for construction of the National Garden of American Heroes. Is that what they're calling as they cement over the White House lawn or the rose gardens there at the White House? Is that what the National Garden of American Heroes is supposed to be?
I actually don't know.
I have no fucking clue.
That's the first I've
Because
heard.
this is the first time I've actually heard of that coming up. I know there was something last week or a week before that he wants to cement over Kennedy's wife's rose gardens for some reason. But I don't know if that's what.
Well, the
I'll have to
CIA
look into
clapped
that.
him, so like, fuck his rose garden.
Shit, Trump's
Yeah,
daddy
what was the
probably helped
promise on
fund
that?
him.
I thought we were supposed to get the full release of the JFK files.
We did. We were also
He
supposed to
said
get
there
the
was
full
nothing-
release of the Epstein files, but they actually rickrolled us. But that's fine. We won't talk about that.
Redacted. No,
yeah,
they did put it
probably
out.
who's
It's
on
just
that
almost
list.
all redacted.
Yeah.
He said there was, like-
who's on that list?
Good old
There were so many pages
Trump-orama.
to that RFK thing, and he said he read through all of the pages to the RFK killing,
That motherfucker
or
can't even read.
JFK killing, and he said that there was nothing earth-shattering that people didn't already know within it, so it might not get released.
CIA did it for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the CIA hired someone to do it.
I just heard my door get kicked in.
And-
No, I'm just playing.
Wow.
No, it's just Rick
That
coming
was
in.
It's one of those task forces.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they started a task force.
If I want
Could be
any
fun
task
to
force
play.
to come get me, I want the Faith task force to come get me.
No, I don't want that bitch in my house.
I want her in my house screaming about angels from Africa.
Nah, she just come in with the infomercial telling you need to pay her for your salvation.
Slaps me on the forehead. You've been saved.
No, you gotta do the $1,000 package so you can get pre access to heaven, Doug.
Oh fuck.
Wow,
Shit.
if you pre-order Heaven, do you get like any kind of bonus content with that?
You get a cool skin.
Fuck yeah. I didn't know that. Shit.
You get a
Yeah, go
shiny
ahead and
blue
pre-order
halo.
Heaven now.
Shiny blue halo, T-white halo, T-white robes.
And then we can all commit ritual suicide together on top of a mountain.
Execute the pact.
Oh my.
So,
we have
in talking
derailed this
about-
podcast so fucking much.
Yeah, you have.
You're welcome.
So in
Like
talking
task force
about
from government.
and talking about the fact that he says that the Biden administration has wiped everything good about America out. Here are the things that he's wiped out. He's erased stories of Navajo code talkers on the Pentagon website and demolishing a Black Lives Matter mural in Washington. Let's see. They also, because of the executive order to get rid of DEI stuff, obviously the government has just gone through and wiped anything to do with anything minority, women, diverse, anything to do with those three words. They've gone through and they wiped it clean. Including places like the Arlington National Cemetery, which had to wipe its website of histories of Black, Hispanic, and women war veterans. The Civil War historian Kevin M. Levin said, "It's a sad day when our own military is forced to turn its back on sharing the stories of the brave men and women who have served this country with honor, and that this insanity must stop." References to war heroes, military first, and even notable African Americans were among the swath of images and articles marked for deletion, according to a database obtained by the Associated Press. Among more than 26,000 items were marked for removal, in references to the Enola Gay, which is a U.S. aircraft that dropped the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima in 1945,
Quick
because
fact.
the name triggered.
Quick fact. So Enola Gay, the plane was named after the pilot's mother. It has
I would
nothing
hate to
to
have that
do.
name. Just gonna throw that out there.
It has nothing to do with LGBT or anything of the sort. It's this is pure incompetency.
Well, which is crazy because that was common knowledge, for For the last, 80 years, we knew that Enola Gay was a person's name and not a reference to LGBTQ+.
And
Especially considering in that time period, it's not like the LGBT community was out and about happily.
Yeah.
They were still having some problems.
Well, and they literally have the Republican fucking congressional hearing thing at Gaylord Mansion.
It's not called Gaylord
We
Mansion
covered that.
anymore.
That's way worse than Enola Gay.
We covered that like the third episode that they were having the convention there. And I was like, what the fuck, And it's just because it triggered a digital search for words that are associated with LGBTQ.
Called Gaylord
inclusion.
Manor because of all the little boys they have in the basement.
I think when we first brought it up, when we talked about Gaylord Manor, I think it was I called all the people there that were cocksuckers. I think that was what I said, but
I believe so.
Wow.
Other content that was removed includes stories on the Tuskegee Airmen, who were the first African-American military aviators, and the baseball legend and veteran Jackie Robinson. All of his military stuff was also wiped from the Pentagon's website. In response to these removals, the Pentagon said it saluted the individuals but refused to see them through the prism of immutable characteristics. DEI is a form of woke cultural Marxism that divides the force, erodes unit cohesion, and interferes with the service's core warfighting mission, said Pentagon Press Secretary John Ulyott.
John sucks cock.
He added that in rare He added that in rare cases that content was removed that should not have been, it would be restored, as was the case with the articles on Robinson and the Navajo Code Talkers, but defiantly stood by the purge as a whole. Most of the information about the women that are gone are still gone. You're not finding women veterans. You're not finding any woman that had anything to do with improvements in NASA. They've been wiped as well, and they have not been put back up. It is still removed, from as far as I know.
What are you talking about, Payson? Women can't be rocket scientists.
Only
Yeah, well.
Nazis could be rocket scientists like Werner von Braun.
Nazis.
Women can write a 7,000-page code to help run those rockets too, but
Oh, yeah, a woman of color that wrote that code. They made a movie about that, actually.
yeah. Not everyone has been convinced by the Pentagon's explanations around the purge. Descendants of Native Americans who played a vital role for the U.S. forces in World War II said they've been shocked to discover their ancestors' heroic contributions have been effectively deleted from the public record. And that's basically, it's just how pissed off people are about it from here on.
Yeah.
Which is fair, because it's important, and it goes back to deleting history. Like, these people were important. They served. They
can only
they did
delete the
important
history
things.
they don't like. So they're going to keep all the white Christian history. Everything else has got to go.
It's
You'd
in
never see the
tattoo,
Crusade
Gates
history
Gold.
being deleted. Yep.
Oh, no, I mean, they do. They just delete all the stuff they don't want to talk about, like the fact that 90% of their army was made up of released prisoners.
Savage.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they literally just liberated prisons and were like, hey, welcome to the Crusades. You know,
wait, I did
rapists,
know that.
murderers.
The Faith Department's gonna kick Devin's door in.
I will fucking fight all those motherfuckers.
If you order the heaven package, that actually won't happen.
Oh,
If you pre-order heaven, I'll just have my package ready when they get here. I'll be like, guys, I'm already in.
I fucking love it. God.
Yeah, it's that simple. You just pre-order it.
Yeah, pre-order $1,000. I love
Well,
infomercials.
that's all I got on that one. So
Either way,
if you want to
Did you
move
see
stop
on to
articles
deleting
on
next
that
history.
whatever.
pastor that locked his parishioners in the church until they reached their goal of $40,000.
That's when you
No.
unlock the gold skin. That's when you get the gold robe.
Yeah, by force.
I just want a spaceship.
That was
Do I got to get the Elon package for that?
fuck. I don't know. You have to contact him. Didn't he put in his fucking notice or something? You were saying something about that.
Oh yeah,
We should
he
definitely talk
he
about
put
that.
in his notice. The end of May, he is leaving Doge. He has lost $1 trillion in 130 days. He's been a
Probably
part
have
of Doge.
Bezos run it now.
I'm just gonna throw
He
this out
sold
there.
X to his AI company.
I saw that too.
As a way to mitigate losses. Yeah.
I'm just
I
throwing
think
this
the
out
bank
here.
probably called in the loan.
When he was on Fox News crying about how much money he lost, I've never been more bricked up in my fucking life.
That's a weird thing to say sitting next to your wife, but okay.
Not even mad about it. Like, dude, I don't know. It
I'm
made
scared
me.
for myself tomorrow, actually.
I'm sorry. What?
I'm a little scared for tomorrow.
Oh no, you're fine. Just don't bring it up
You
tomorrow.
should be.
Well, dude, all bricked up over it. It made me extremely happy that the fucking consequences of his action was to make him lose that much money, even though it's literally not going to affect him in any way, shape, or form. The
Yeah, he's
fact
still
that
got
he,
more
like,
money than all of us will ever have in our life.
and I don't doubt that none at all whatsoever. But like the fact that he's so emotionally distraught over that, and he was such a piece of shit, and then now his entire fucking thing is just crumbling. It
I hope all of his kids turn out as trans.
Yeah, but he got the ultimate pre-order bundle for heaven with all that money.
I imagine so. Yeah, that's what he sold X for.
He's got the express pass to sit right next to Hitler. Oh, have you seen the story about his grandfather?
Who?
Oh, in South Africa.
Didn't he say that
He was
there's
Canadian.
no way Elon can be racist?
Oh yeah.
Apartheid happened. I think we can say that confidently. Apartheid happened in South Africa, so definitely can be.
So he was Canadian, and his family was part of a Nazi sympathizer group in Canada.
Jesus.
And then after they got, his grandpa spent some time in prison for that, got let out, but got, the good old "we're watching you," and then eventually moved to South Africa, which is where quite a few high-ranking Nazis ended up.
Yeah, they just missed the last destination in South America. They would have hit all the key places.
I mean, it makes sense with Project Paperclip on why Elon, a Nazi sympathizer, would be part of the government.
You think he's a legacy member of Operation Paperclip?
I'm hungry.
You never know, dude. It could be. You don't know. Paper tinfoil hat, not paper hat. Tinfoil hat on.
Yeah, the paper hat won't keep the brainwaves.
And their family had black servants in Africa. I just want to go over that too.
And that's why
he can't be racist, because he was friends with them.
I don't know. Being friends with your servants.
Yeah.
His servant's probably tired of his shit.
We are so derailed right now. I love it. Last article. No, we have 2 more articles. Sorry. 2 more articles. 2 more articles. 2 more articles. The next article is my favorite article.
Sorry, there's a giant ad right there, and it won't go away. So.
Oh, it's
gonna be a little off for a second.
All good. So Florida man arrested for posting sickening threats against President Trump. Fight me naked to death. We do have a video of the law enforcement guy.
Right to free speech.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, that's normal Florida man activity, really.
So there's a picture of this man. He wants to fight Trump.
He looks like an off-brand Bill Burr.
Oh, yes.
Where's the video?
It was underneath the ad. Yeah, there.
Gotta play the ad for a minute.
Oh, 12-second ad, dude. SBA loan applications. Shit. What we got here? Loans are you can even read it.
Government backed.
Oof. Oh.
And there's no sound, of course not.
Yeah, pause it.
I did. Don't yell at me. Here, well, There we go.
I'm Sheriff Richard Del Toro around the 3400 block of Southwest Metzger Road regarding a search warrant that was executed by our SWAT team.
You need to use
United
Brave
States Secret
browser
Service and the Port St.
get rid
Lucie
of the
Police
ads
Department.
and protect your
Today
privacy.
we took into
This
custody
is,
white male, 42
small
years
plug
old,
for Brave browser.
Mr. Todd, regarding threats to the President of the United States, written threats that were made on Facebook account. We had a risk protection order for Mr. Todd that we've been watching him for several days. He has made continuous threats to harm our president, who I had the opportunity to meet with last night. And I just want to say to Mr. President Donald Trump, we're here to protect you, protect this community, and keep St. Lucie County safe. Thank you all. We appreciate it. And job well done by all the deputies here at the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office. Thank you.
I like how he did that video in front of an APC his department definitely doesn't need.
Right. That's exactly. Well, I don't know. This dude, I don't know if we can scroll down and find what he actually posted. He's been posting on Facebook. He talked about fucking crazy shit. But, yeah. The militarization of police force to protect y'all's Lord and Savior.
So it looks like it was actually a video.
So as long as he didn't actually, like, come at Trump in person, he can say whatever the fuck he wants.
Well, he's in Tennessee, so.
No, Florida.
Oh, yeah, he's in Florida. My bad.
The wild shit that happens in Florida, this isn't even probably the #1 thing that's happened this fucking week.
This is normal Florida man activities.
Big facts.
In a rambling 80-second clip, he railed against Trump and declared himself U.S. president. Because of Donald Trump, every single
Probably do a
person in the
better
world is
fucking
cursed.
job.
He said in the deleted expletive-laden clip, Donald Trump is the Antichrist.
I mean, if you read the Bible, he is.
Hey, careful, dude. They're
Donald
going
Trump
to
has
roll up to your
personally
house with an APC. You need to fucking simmer it back.
Right.
All right, simmer back. This goes against the First Amendment,
Straight
but
from Florida.
we don't care about that. They're gonna roll up to your house and protect Lord and Savior Trump. All right, you can't say that, Devin.
This one's interesting. Donald Trump has personally made business decisions which have hurt so many different reincarnated Jesuses.
Okay, so he's a nut job, but he can be a nut job and say what he wants.
They
He
were
didn't show
quickly
up at
flagged
Trump's
to the
house.
quickly flagged to the U.S. Secret Service. He just kept escalating his behavior, Del Toro said. He got the attention, obviously, of the U.S. Secret Service, and that got our attention. They had said authorities had recently been keeping tabs on Todd over concerns for his mental health. Neighbors told WPBF they'd recently seen deputies at the home of the suspect who'd been acting strangely for some time. The sheriff said a SWAT team moved in to apprehend him after he posted the disturbing video online. It's just very concerning for us, he added. Some of the things that have happened in the past to our president, we want to make sure we're not leaving anything to chance.
Gotta send the Gestapo in.
Send the Gestapo.
Pretty much.
So I actually.
He was slapped with.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say the charges. He was charged with. He was slapped with charges of written threat to kill or do bodily harm. Bond set at $500,000.
That's fucking ridiculous.
I
I can say whatever the fuck I want to. As long as I'm not physically acting on it, there is not shit you should be able to do about it.
That's facts. This is clearly an overreach, obviously, and militarization of the police force, which is absolutely ridiculous. I
I
guarantee
just know he
you.
could actually beat Trump's ass.
I guarantee you, this man didn't there was obviously no shots fired or anything like that because this man would be dead. But on top of that, they didn't need an APV to roll in and get this guy. They probably needed maybe 3 to apprehend him, and they sent a whole fucking SWAT team, and that comes out of your pocket, the taxpayer pocket. So
Paying for a bunch of undertrained children with guns.
yeah, that's basically
Anytime
what.
something happens to a citizen that they owe money to, it comes out of our taxpayers' pockets. They should be required to carry insurance, like malpractice insurance, like doctors are.
Facts. I agree with that.
And they should also train officers correctly.
Yeah.
And maybe do some mental screening so we're not hiring failed high school athletes who think they're big bad. thinking they're the goddamn Punisher.
Yeah, that shouldn't even be a thing with their Punisher stickers and their thin blue line flags. Like, that's ridiculous.
The Punisher would have capped 90% of your asses.
Should slap I
Hey,
like
cab.
Boot stickers on all of their cars.
Put what stickers?
I lick boots. Do you
Fair
know
enough.
about licking boots?
I don't know. Yeah, ACAB.
But this is ridiculous. He was not physically backing up these threats. There should have been absolutely dick all they could do about it legally. It's his speech. He is speaking.
Although I do want to bring up, you know what probably got this man in the most trouble? He said he was president.
Good.
And
fucking
and-
probably, even
Probably
though he's
hurt his
clearly a
ego.
nut job, he
That
probably
really
would have been a
hurt
better
my
president.
feelings. I am the president. He's
Mhm.
not the president. That hurt my feelings. I had to take care
I
of
am the
it.
president of the United States. You cannot talk to me like that. All right,
Never
Mr.
before in
President,
my
let's get
president.
your goddamn fucking diaper on. Calm down. Gotta go change Trumpy's diaper. Little Trumpert.
God damn it. All right.
I do wonder if it comes out later he was charged with the Trump derangement syndrome.
Guaranteed. If that passes in Florida, yes.
Wait, isn't that the bill that a guy who fucked a child trying to get passed?
Yeah. And he didn't
Yeah.
fuck the child. He tried soliciting. Which
Same thing.
It is the same
It was
thing. But
attempted.
he actually didn't get to do the act, so, woo on that. But, yeah, that piece of shit was like Trump derangement syndrome, and then went and tried to go.
That should be kicked out of not even be allowed to be voted for just because that motherfucker suggested it.
I think he stepped down.
As far as I
Or
know,
think
it's
he was
still being voted
forced
on.
to resign, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, probably not. He'll be back in a few months. They'll just wait for it to go away a little and be like, all right, what's up, bro? You want to go out and get more 14-year-olds later?
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
17. She was 17.
That is still yet to be confirmed. We have seen articles 14,
Yeah.
16, and 17, so...
I should have took screenshots for those 14.
Either way,
Or
he's like a
say
30,
14.
40-year-old man. He should know better.
Facts. Agreed. Wood chippers go burr. We're also covered by Brandenburg v. Ohio.
That's the first time you've had to repeat that.
Shockingly, yes. But...
And you were worried about me saying something about getting people calling them to action.
No. And of course, to hold the fucking trend true. Imports are finally working after buying from Brazil, Turkey, and South Korea. Egg prices in the U.S. dropped steeply. Check the latest rates.
I guarantee you, this is like the number one thing they're going through in the White House right now. They're like, everyone's bitching about eggs. We need to fix this.
Oh yeah. So what this is called an artificial deflation. This is not going to be a permanent solution. So we're clear. And no worries, the eggs that you're actually still buying at your store right now are fucking, US. They basically took all the US eggs out of like your cake batters and that kind of stuff and are using the South Korean and Turkey eggs for those. So, and when I say turkey, I'm talking about the
Well,
country,
part
not
of that
the bird, but
is probably a part of that is probably because if eggs are 2 weeks old, they should not be eaten straight. They are better for cake mixes and stuff. I don't necessarily know the reason why, but I did read in one of my chicken groups that if you find eggs that are 2 weeks old, you should use them for baking only and not actual like cooking scrambled eggs or whatever. So I don't know if it's because it's going to take a minute for it to get over here, if they're worried about what happens as they're being imported,
If
or
it ain't
whatever.
green, it go in the tummy.
It's another good reason to get back to local production and helping our neighbors out. If we all
Facts.
had, or some people
Yeah.
have their own chicken.
We definitely need to work on building an infrastructure in the United States where it is actually possible that we support our own people.
also
Absolutely.
facts. Remember though, if you're not
Can we all
buying
get
chickens,
GMOs?
if you're not buying chickens from a guy in a Dodge, you're not buying chickens.
I thought it was
Yeah.
in
You're
Walmart.
We
already
need to
on a
get
wait
rid of
list.
GMOs and genetically modified shit and start letting farmers grow their food how they're supposed to.
Absolutely.
Oh god, Devin got the
And
brain worm.
Monsanto needs to get out of it.
Devin's got the brainworm.
No, I've always been like that. I think dyes and all that shit has always been retarded. If it's not designed to go in our bodies, it shouldn't be.
No, I agree fully with that. It's just funny.
We're the fattest country in the fucking world.
Yeah, but Devin, we're gonna have to go to RFK's fucking health camps, and they're gonna put us to work.
That's for mental, not how I eat.
But we're still gonna have to go to the camp.
It's hilarious.
That sounds awfully a lot like Trump derangement syndrome.
I'm gonna derail us a little bit. Did you see the ad for parasite removal?
I did not, but that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. It's for a dog, but this Credelio Quattro is for parasite removal of dogs. We were talking about brainworms.
Yeah, it didn't say anything in that little ad there about brainworms. So, anyway, we can continue.
Sorry.
Why is you got it? Nope, you got it. You're good. Do your thing.
Okay. Well, you talked about what it's going into. Let's see. It's not just importing a few eggs. Hundreds of millions of eggs are on their way. It's expected to significantly ease the pressure on prices in the short term. A bold move to ensure enough eggs reach consumers without breaking the bank. As of March 2025, egg prices have dropped by 49.50% from a peak of $8.17 a dozen to about $2.93. It's a sign that the increased imports are working, though still a bit high. The drop is significant and brings some relief to families dealing with rising grocery costs. Not here in Idaho. A dozen is still $4.67.
A lot better than $7.99 what it was, though.
It is. It did drop. The Doug's 60 rack of eggs went down to $24.12, which is a $6 drop from 2 weeks ago.
They're
But-
like $8 here, so you guys are winning.
Woo! Here, you know the best part about that. So an AK-47 magazine is $9.99, Devin. One more dollar and you could buy an AK mag and get your eggs for free.
I mean, it wouldn't be for free. Come with a little bit of a different kind of cost, Doug.
I think you
Brandenburg
need,
v. Ohio.
Brandenburg v. Ohio, 1969. Sorry.
Let's see. This is egg price overview. $3 a dozen. Daily change is 2.38%. Monthly change has gone
Here's how we
down?
fix this, guys. Everyone in the United States have their own chickens.
Chickens are hard work. Some people probably don't have
My
the
neighbors
time
have
or...
ducks, and I live in the ghetto.
I mean,
Ghetto.
It's really
Ghetto.
just gotta
Well,
kind
you
of
still
They
depend on how
literally
much
have like
you
a
put into
kiddie
it.
pool, in a little enclosed like outdoor dog cage. They got 4 ducks in there.
That's fucking awesome.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
But at least if some people had chickens, then they could share.
I've seen people have a chicken coop inside their house.
That's
Like
right.
there's down by my old apartment. Someone used their balcony and literally just put chicken wire up around the whole thing and had ducks in their or not ducks, but chickens on their balcony.
Looks like I'm putting too much thought in our chickens, huh?
I think you're doing great, honey. And the fun part is we're probably actually gonna have to buy chickens from some dude to Dodge, so it's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
Right.
I have a buddy that bought chickens recently, and he had to literally do that. All the places you normally get them at, like Tractor Supply, didn't have any.
You guys have Tractor Supply out there?
Yeah, we also have bomb
Yeah.
cars. By the way, there's a fuckload of chickens at bomb cars right now. I think they're still for
Yeah,
sale.
but those are probably already sold.
I know some of them are. I know there was like a few fucking like whole ass pens that were like, don't touch, these are sold, and I'm like, lol. But
The highest is $8.17 a dozen as of March 2025, and the lowest price was 38 cents a dozen
Bullshit.
since
Oh,
2012.
okay. I was about to be like, bullshit.
Yeah.
There's
No.
no eggs out there for 38 cents per dozen.
No, that's just talking about the difference. What the lowest we've ever seen and what the highest now, which would be the 8.17.
Yeah.
Egg prices have dropped nearly 50% since the start of 2025, indicating a sharp market correction. The current price of $3 a dozen is far below the peak of $8.17, which how they get these averages is very curious to me, because
I still want
we're
to
still
put out there
pretty
that
high.
this is an artificial deflation. This is not actual deflation. So
Yeah,
we will run into $8 eggs again, and maybe higher. So, but
yeah, for sure. I hope it's not higher though.
yeah, same. Eggs are fucking expensive.
We are expanding a search for more egg suppliers as well.
Well,
Just eat more.
you were real garbled there. You might want to repeat that.
Oh yeah.
It's the feds. They're kicking in his door right now. That or he's in the bathroom again taking a shit.
All right. Well, that's pretty much what all this says. So.
All right. Anything else to add for the episode? Devin's being rated right now, so.
He went completely dark.
He did. It's straight radio comms, like black over there, dude.
What?
No sound.
I'm still here.
Oh,
Oh, there he is.
He's good. Could have swore the faith department got him.
He pre-ordered heaven. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I pre-ordered.
Fuck. I guess I gotta get around to that. All right. Anything else to add? Anyone want to cover any last topics before we end the podcast here?
Trump's not God. He's a fat orange man.
That is false. I am the president.
God damn
We're
it.
sending fentanyl across the Canadian border in Chinese submarines into Ohio.
I love
That's
it.
what I have to say about that.
All right. Any closing statements? Oh, wait, yes. I'm rocking the fucking Beardarchy merch again. Fucking check out that. We're going to have the fucking 60 rack of egg cartons, or 60 rack eggs on a shirt soon. We're working on it right now. So, other than that, email us, fucking, I don't know, comment on our Facebook page, leave a review, let us know what you think. Give us feedback.
Watch out for it to be on Spotify tomorrow.
It will be on Spotify tomorrow. Victor Charlie has the best fucking Trump accent in all the land.
It is a pretty good Trump impersonation.
So it is.
You just have to lower your IQ as low.
Well, when you put
Uh-oh.
silver paint in a sock and a long tube sock and inhale it, it works out pretty good.
I don't even know. We're not going to cover that. We're not covering that on today's episode of the Beardarchy.
Inhaling paint in a tube sock. I actually got the idea from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so that's basically
Of course
what
did.
credit for my Trump impression.
Fair enough. I can't be mad at it. All right. Any final statements?
Nope. Fuck the federal government.
Fuck the federal government.
All right, door's getting kicked tonight.
All right, doors getting kicked tonight. Buy your local chickens from somebody in a Dodge in a back alley somewhere.